On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
A lot of men, I think, feel that way, but they're not divorcing. They're getting another woman to satisfy what they're missing from home.
Now, here's the caveat to that, though. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that every guy is gonna get divorced, right? I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that. I don't even think that every guy got a side chick, right?
Yeah,
But
I
my
don't
point
either.
is that I think that Jr. is onto something, even if it's not to the extreme to where they decide I'm gonna actually go through with the divorce, or they got to figure it out, or whatever, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
I think the point that Jr. is making is that guys are waking the piss up. Like they waking
Yeah.
up, whether they in a relationship or they not in a relationship yet, they waking up and realizing that, hey, I got more power than society taught me that I have, and I don't have to be a simp, and I don't have to settle, and I don't have to do this, and I don't have to do that, and I don't have to continue to subject myself to an unruly chick. You know what I'm saying? And so the idea behind guys waking up is saying that, hey, I'm not just gonna subject myself to it. Either get yourself together, or we're gonna have to figure something else out.
So if a woman doesn't want to align, and he's a great person, he's a leader, then what do you do at that point?
Well, why would they even marry if she's not aligning?
Because they just not getting woke. They may not been woke into her. And what I'm saying is that the people that are learning, I'm not speaking about the people that was aware before.
Well, I'll say this because I don't believe the people are learning. What I think is that these platforms or men are able to speak up. These conversations has been had in barbershops. It just hasn't been had towards where women are listening or now we're understanding. So I think these conversation has been had amongst you, but it was silenced. But you've always felt every man, I think, has wanted a submissive wife. That's nothing new. Every man wants a beautiful wife. That's nothing new. It's just now on a platform where now we're talking about it, where you guys didn't have it. So I think these men has already have known what they wanted. Now they decided to get with a woman that's not submissive and combative and all that. I don't know. I just don't
It's
see
just
the
my prediction.
prediction.
It's just my
Yeah.
opinion. You know,
Yeah, I get it.
could
I
happen,
don't
could
see it. I
happen, but
think,
I'm just looking at everything that's going on. That's just my opinion.
yeah.
I stand on
Well,
it.
my prediction is a little bit more of a half full than half empty. So I'm predicting that, especially if women are wanting to learn and men are saying now they can say what they've been wanting to say with no repercussions of it. When those two get together, I think more marriages are going to happen. So I'm positive about it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I know that. I mean, I think that's a great thing that the women
Mhm.
are learning before, and then so when they do meet the right guy, then they are able to enter that relationship, soon to be marriage, the right way.
Mhm.
But I'm speaking mostly current with the current people that are in marriages right now. Like that's the audience that I'm speaking of.
Yeah.
So I think it's some great things that's happening because we having these talks. But I also think that if the guys might have settled, to me, that's what I think they've done. They settled, and now they may be learning a few things, and it's like, you know what, I'm gonna step it up, and they stepping it up, and I need you to step it up too. And if the woman is not gonna do it, guess
Yeah.
what?
But don't but what you're saying has been problematic because women have said that and has left. That's why they, the 70, 80%, whatever percent, whatever. So now you're trying to change it and be like, well, now the men are gonna do it. Like that, that ain't helpful. Because that's what women have been doing. And I need you to step it up. And then they leave. So now your prediction is now the men are gonna do it. I feel like we have to have a resolve where no one does it. Where you decided to marry, rich or
I said
poor.
that I hope that they don't. I'm just saying
Well,
if
I
the
didn't.
women, if the men are stepping it up, because you have some good men, right? They're just good, like they're just getting by, like they're okay, right? But once they fully wake up and understand their full potential, and they start demanding more than what they have currently been demanding, then there's going to be a shift. There may be some pushback, and if it is some pushback and she's not willing to do it, the man potentially may not tolerate it. He may not want to deal with it. That's all I'm saying. And I'm talking about people that are currently married, not the people entering. I don't want it to happen, but I'm just saying this is my prediction. It's just thinking way ahead, right?
Oh, all right.
I'm other people to chime in. Go ahead, Anton.
Nah, I mean, I think that you got a point. I think you spot on, especially with the idea that guys are starting to take their power back. See, what you seeing now is the result of a lot of what women advocated for, and I talked about this on the other show. They advocated for the idea that they can have all of the equality, all of the say so, all of this other type of stuff, but we're just now starting to see the results of what it is that they've been implementing for a long time. And so now guys are starting to wake up. They starting to say, you know what, my best life, my best years are ahead of me, my greatest earning potential is ahead of me. The majority of the people that I see in the gym is guys. Like, guys are leveling up in every way and shape and form. And so to a larger extent, I see women either trying to play catch up, oh man, I got to hurry up and get myself together, or whatever, so on and so forth. Or, they find themselves getting left behind. So to add some additional context to what you're saying, JR, I think that not only in marriage are guys, because marriage is at a 50-year low, right? But at the same time, um, less guys are choosing to get married, or they're waiting later. And now that we have all of these different guys that's stepping up, we're giving them information and we saying, hey, you ain't got to settle. You the prize. Do your thing. Do the work. Continue to get your bread up. Chase these checks, not the chicks. And it's always going to be some simps. It's always going to be, some stepfathers, but it's a severe shortage out here. It's a shortage of guys that's looking to simp, and even the simps are starting to a larger extent come out of that dark space. They're looking at the PJ Washingtons and they saying that we're not going to continue to go down this path. We're not going to continue to be stupid. So I think that you might be on to something, bro. Real talk. I think that you might be on to something. It's a lot of guys that's waking up and having conversations, not inside of these echo chambers, and they starting to get outside of this dark space that a lot of these women been keeping them in, and they saying, you know what, we paying attention. We paying attention. We can do better. We have more options. And we got to stop dealing with a lot of these unruly, combative, super masculine women.
I have a question, Anton. So you think that married men are now going to be filing more for divorce because they woke up?
I think that considering the thing about married men is that a lot of them stick around longer because of circumstances outside of the woman that they're living with. They'll stick around for their kids. They'll stick around for their name. They'll endure through a lot more. But what you'll start to see is that as guys continue to navigate that, and so like JR described, these are guys that's been married for an extended period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Once they find themselves in a space to where they can get out of that, or they're no longer bound by the thing that kept them loyal in the first place, and they'll have to endure through this suffering, you're gonna find them in a space to where they're like, okay, I got you. I'm willing to buy my time for now, but I'm gonna see you on the back end.
Well, let me say two things, because we talk about divorce and how bad it is, especially for the kids. And so us saying, yeah, they're gonna know their worth and stuff, and they're gonna divorce and break up the family. That's not good. It's not good on women's part. It's not good on men's part. So we definitely don't need to throw that out there like it's a good thing. No. And the second thing, that's the reason why they have side chicks. We did a whole show on this, the purpose and what can a woman learn from a side chick. It's because what he's not getting at home a lot of times, and he's going to find it in another woman. So, but those side chicks, it's always been that the man ain't ever going to leave his wife, but they get those side pieces because they're missing something from home. So again, that's why I don't believe in what JR is saying.
That's why the guys get side chicks, though, Court.
Well, a lot of times it is because what they're not getting from home, they get it from the side chick. A lot of times
I think that guys get side chicks is just because that's just the opportunity that was in front of them at the time. I don't think guys are seeking out side chicks. I think they find themselves in a situation in where she becomes a side chick, but that's not what the intention was in the first place.
Well, a one night stand would not be the intention, is just doing that. But a side chick, meaning that they have a side woman where they go to for comfort. They go to because she's sweet to them. And like I said, we had a whole show on this. What can we learn from a side chick? And it was like, well, she's doing things that he's missing from home. And a lot of men, I think, feel that way, but they're not divorcing. They're getting another woman to satisfy what they're missing from home.
Now, here's the caveat to that, though. I
Mhm.
don't think that every guy is gonna get divorced, right? I
Mhm.
don't think that. I don't even think that every guy got a side chick, right?
Yeah,
But
I
my
don't
point
either.
is that I think that JR is onto something, even if it's not to the extreme to where they decide I'm gonna actually go through with the divorce or they got to figure it out or whatever, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
I think the point that JR is making is that guys are waking the piss up. Like they waking
Yeah.
up, whether they in a relationship or they not in a relationship yet, they waking up and realizing that, hey, I got more power than society taught me that I have, and I don't have to be a simp, and I don't have to settle, and I don't have to do this, and I don't have to do that, and I don't have to continue to subject myself to an unruly chick. You know what I'm saying? And so the idea behind guys waking up is saying that, hey, I'm not just going to subject myself to it. Either get yourself together or we're going to have to figure something else out.